In today's news, Premier expresses concern over armed teens and rising crime. Governor proposes key immigration reforms for asylum processing. Governor unveils new landholding policy said to boost VI economy. Legislation to provide support needed to boost tourism. Over 700 cases reported by year-end of 2024. BRYAN orders holiday will attend state funeral in Washington. And more than 30,000 people ordered to evacuate the city. We have the details of this and so much more, both on local, regional, and international scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
That's just not cricket.
No sweat, you're with CG. Remember my street dance battle against Seamus O'Leapsy? I went on to win the title of Miss Irish-ish, set to perform at nursing homes around the world. Then this happened. Seamus on you, Seamus. Anyway, I was covered. Let's bounce.
Comprehensive motor cover for damage and more. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Attention Anegada residents! Attention Anegada residents! CCT is coming to you! That's right! CCT will be visiting Anegada every third Wednesday of the month. Need to pay your bill? Sign up for a new service? Or have a customer service concern? CCT has got you covered. No need to leave the island. CCT is here to make staying connected easier than ever. Mark your calendars for every third Wednesday starting October 16th and visit us for all your CCT service needs. For more information, call us at 444-4444 or follow us on any of our social media pages. See you soon, Anegada!
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Wednesday, January 8th, 2024. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Wednesday's wish to each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast, Premier Dr. The Honorable Natayo D. Wheatley is calling for an end to escalating gun violence in the Virgin Islands, particularly among the youth. Speaking during the House of Assembly session on Tuesday, January 7th, the Premier expressed grave concern over recent incidents, including shootings near schools and reported teenagers carrying firearms. The Premier highlighted troubling reports of young teens, some as young as 14 or 15, being armed.
Madam Speaker, I get reports of teenagers, 14 and 15-year-olds, who are now armed. They're barely going through puberty. And they have weapons of destruction. We watch the television. We know what can happen. Just the other day in the United States, they have persons shooting up a school. The other day, we had a shooting close by school premises. While school was going on. Let me say, Madam Speaker, I have 2 children that go to that school. I heard the reports of the persons who attend that school who are in some real serious trouble with the police.
Reflecting on the Virgin Islands' peaceful reputation, Wheatley said and warned that the community must act to prevent further harm.
Madam Speaker, I want to appeal to those persons who are out there who are involved in criminal activities. I want to appeal to you. Put down the guns. Turn in your weapons. I want to appeal, if you are involved in illicit activity, turn your life around. It is not too late. Get on the right side. Right now, you're on the wrong side. Right now, you are living a life that's a fast life and it ends quickly. You live fast and you die fast. There are too many young persons sitting in Greenland Cemetery or Johnson Gut Cemetery or right there, Longbush. Too many individuals are sitting up in Balsam Gut.
Although overall crime rates in the British Virgin Islands remain relatively low, Whitley noted that the nature of crime has changed significantly in recent years. The rise in violent offenses, particularly among young people, is creating new challenges for law enforcement and the community. In a heartfelt plea, Whitley urged those involved in criminal activities to reconsider their actions.
Madam Speaker, I say to you again, if we do not act now, the eyes of history will look at us disappointingly. Disappointingly. Madam Speaker, we cannot allow the Virgin Islands to be a safe haven for criminals. Therefore, Madam Speaker, I appeal to those persons who are involved in crime to turn away from that wicked, selfish behavior. Because if you do not turn away from crime, if you do not seek to live in a legal way, I will use every power that I have in my ability to ensure that you are prosecuted and imprisoned for your crimes.
And for those who may not have observed or watched our year in review, particularly to crime, we give you a comprehensive review of the last year, 2024, crime stories. Moving right along, in a historic move, His Excellency Governor Daniel Pruce has announced the government's plan to amend the Immigration and Passport Act to address the administration and management of asylum and refugee cases in the Virgin Islands. This announcement was made during the governor's speech from the throne, delivered on Tuesday, January 7th, in the House of Assembly. The proposed amendments aim to provide a comprehensive legal framework to support individuals fleeing their homelands due to legitimate fear. Governor Pruce highlighted the growing trend of irregular immigration and migration to the territory, emphasizing the importance of local legislation to, of course, ensure humane and orderly processing.
The territory continues to see a steady increase in irregular migration. The government realizes the need for local legislation to support persons fleeing their homeland due to legitimate fear. An amendment to the Immigration and Passport Act will introduce sections to address the administration, processing, and management of asylum and refugee cases in the territory.
The amendments will also align with international standards, ensuring the Virgin Islands can meet its obligations while maintaining the integrity of its immigration system. Governor Pruce also announced other initiatives, which include several additional updates to the Immigration and Passport Act to streamline immigration processes. Among these is the residence and belonger status improvements aimed at simplifying processes and requirements, as well as fees and forms.
Further, the Immigration and Passport Act will be amended to allow for ease of processing mechanisms for the spouse and children of persons deemed to belong to the Virgin Islands. This will formalise policy and bring the legislation in line with the government's vision on the right to family life for belongers of the Virgin Islands.
Governor Pruce also spoke about the introduction of a visa legislation aimed at enhancing the efficiency and security of visa processing, aligning with the international best practices and regional standards.
The government also proposes to bring forward a bill to amend the Immigration and Passport Ordinance to create a comprehensive visa legislation, which is critical to ensuring alignment with regional and international legal standards. This legislation will establish a robust legal framework for the processing of visas, addressing an important gap in the current system and reducing associated risks. In addition, the draft will incorporate the visa fees and rates approved by Cabinet, ensuring full compliance with the established financial framework. This initiative-taking approach will ensure that the Virgin Islands will be well positioned to manage visa processes efficiently and in full compliance with global best practices, enhancing the territory's ability to protect our borders and facilitate international travel.
The governor also revealed plans to remote and execute clearance options for travelers, a move expected to enhance the territory's tourism product.
The immigration and passport regulations will be amended to further develop and streamline processes, requirements, fees, and forms relative to resident status and belonger status. This amendment will also include the introduction of new initiatives that will target remote and executive clearance options for travellers, which will further enhance our tourism product through added services for these niche markets.
The proposed amendments reflect the government's broader vision of inclusivity, sustainability, and modernization in its legislative agenda. Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local as well as regional and international scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Just give me my service. Yeah. Just give me my service. Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you all so much for sticking with us. Moving right along, His Excellency Governor Daniel Pruce has announced the government's plans to introduce a modernized non-belonger landholding license policy, aiming to stimulate economic growth while promoting environmentally and sustainable socially responsibility. The announcement came during the governor's speech from the throne delivered on Tuesday, January 7th in the House of Assembly. The policy, part of the government's legislative agenda for 2025, is said to be designed to attract and regulate investments in alignment with the Virgin Islands' vision for a prosperous, resilient, and sustainable future. Governor Pruce emphasized that the framework will create an investor-friendly regulatory environment fostering growth in real estate and other innovation and sectors to broaden the territory's economic base. The policy aims, he said, to strike a balance between economic development and the preservation of Virgin Islands' natural and cultural assets.
The government will seek to bring forward a modernised non-belonger landholding licence policy that integrates inclusivity, environmental stewardship, and social responsibility to attract and regulate investments aligned with the territory's vision for a prosperous, resilient, and sustainable future. The policy will emphasise a transparent, stable, predictable, and investor-friendly regulatory environment that will attract investments in real estate and other innovative sectors to broaden the territory's economic base. Economic development will be balanced with preserving the BVI's natural and cultural assets and ensuring that development and investment actively contribute to the local economy, support social initiatives, and create opportunities that uplift residents.
The transparent and predictable regulatory framework is expected to attract high-quality investments, particularly in innovative industries, thereby diversifying the economy and reducing reliance on traditional sectors. Meanwhile, Governor Pruce also revealed plans by the Ministry of Environment, Natural Resources, and Climate Change to collaborate with the Land and Survey Departments to establish a land review committee geared to revise and modernize the territory's entire suite of land-related legislations.
Technological advancements, economic shifts, and environmental factors reshape global and local landscapes, and hence the legal framework governing one of our most vital resources, land, must remain relevant, adaptable, and forward-looking. This revision aims to close gaps, eliminate inefficiencies, and align the laws with modern domestic and international standards in a rapidly changing world. This comprehensive review of land legislation is not merely a regulatory update, but an investment in the territory's future, ensuring a robust land management system that serves generations to come.
His Excellency Governor Daniel Pruce made the announcement once again that in 2025 the government of the Virgin Islands will implement a tourism bill, which will seek to streamline the way the tourism industry operates in the Virgin Islands. In his speech from the throne on yesterday, Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, Governor Pruce highlighted what the legislation would look like.
Madam Speaker, tourism is the engine of our economy and leading generator of our gross domestic product. In 2025, the government will provide the legislative infrastructure to make tourism a stronger economic driver by introducing a Ministry of Tourism bill to support our newly established Ministry of Tourism function. The bill will establish the legal framework for a government department responsible for managing tourism, outlining the powers, functions, and responsibilities of the Minister of Tourism, including regulating tourism activities, developing tourism policies, and overseeing tourism infrastructure development. Additionally, Madam Speaker, government will repeal the Festival and Fairs Act and replace it with the Festivals and Events Bill. The bill will create the BVI Festival and Events Board, which will be responsible for planning, organising and executing festivals and unique events to attract visitors, boost the local economy, enhance the Virgin Islands' cultural image by providing unique experience for visitors tied to local traditions, food, arts, music, history, sports, and other niche attractions reflecting Virgin Islands life.
Additionally, Governor Pruce also spoke on the role of the board and how the bill will be streamlined and operations of festival.
The board will focus on using festivals and events to generate revenue for local businesses, contribute to the BVI brand image, and reach and foster a sense of community by bringing locals together to celebrate their heritage and culture. The board will work collaboratively with the Ministry of Tourism and the Tourism Authority on marketing, logistics, community engagement, sponsorships, and other areas to ensure smooth event execution.
Up next, viewers, we have much more on the local, regional, and international scene. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Pop the Balloon or Find the Connection. Let's meet our first contender, ladies. Okay, Joey, so do you have any toxic traits?
I'm very restrictive. I don't give more time. What you get is what you get. I don't like to give unlimited time. That's it.
Okay, can you tell us why you popped your balloon?
That's a little too restricted for me.
Thank you for coming. Okay, ladies, so let's meet our second contender.
Sorry, excuse me. Why did you pop a balloon?
I
could give you minutes, data, unlimited call, overseas call, fiber. What else you need?
My friend used to date you. You are scam. She used to pay for everything and more. Nothing to offer.
Okay, ladies, let's welcome our last contender. You look nice. Can you tell us your name?
Thank you. My name is Christian Charles Thomas. They call me C Sweetie.
What do you have to offer these ladies?
Well, security, trust, unlimited time, and I'm pretty fast.
Okay, so do you have any deal breakers?
Nah, but here's my number. 444-4444. Y tú, vida ilimitada.
Okay, guys, so no pop balloons.
For a fast, reliable, and secure connection for your personal or business life, call us at 444-4444 or visit any of our CCT stores and we'll get you connected with the perfect match for you.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you all so much for sticking with us. The government's Customer Service Care Center is monitoring its progress made since its inception to better serve the people of these Virgin Islands. The center is a joint initiative between the Office of the Deputy Governor and the Ministry of Transportation, Works and Utilities. It seeks to enhance the customer service relationship between the government and its clients by utilizing customer service specialists that serve as the single point of contact for public to communications with the government. In a recent interview, Director of Customer Service, Ms. Kidimon Rubain, highlighted the progress, evaluation, and areas to improve upon.
What we've been using, talking about our monitoring tools, what we've been using, we have 2 programs that we use. We have our express pods, which are the little happy face devices that persons would see in different government departments and at the ports of entry. And these are just basically devices that help us to gather quick data. As you're passing by, we just need to know the experience that you had in that department, if it was good or if it was not that good. And we're able to monitor that data based on the day, on the time of the day, morning, noon, night, by the hour, by the agency. And it helps us to have a basic idea of what may be happening around a specific time. We have one in Deputy Governor's office that I monitor very often just to see what's happening. Do we have downtime around lunch? Do our persons not as happy in these places and at these times? And we can make adjustments accordingly. And also with the express pods, we've also created a gamification aspect where now it's about a competition to see which departments are receiving the most data and how persons are behaving. So based on the data that I've received from the express pods, the overall public service based on the departments that are participating, we have 12 of them. Our customer satisfaction rating is at about 70%.
Okay.
Now, the gold standard, based on global numbers, is about 80%.
So we're getting there.
We're getting there. 70 is acceptable. 75 is a little better. But 80, we want to aim for the gold standard.
Ms. Rubain also shared that the Customer Service Care Center and service specialists would provide the level of efficiency that the public has been calling for, adding that public officers should take pride in enhancing the service standard of the government.
Other monitoring tool would be Raters, and everybody should know about Raters by now. If you do not know about Raters, I'm encouraging you to take a moment, use your device, and visit us at raters.gov.bg. We have about 32 departments that are utilizing this service, and we are hoping to have all of our government departments on Raters. Raters was initially focused on getting feedback for those departments that have external customers, but we recognize also the importance of treating our internal customers as good as we treat our external customers. So we have Raters, we have departments. We've received for this year about 720 something.
Wow.
That was as of November 30th.
Wow.
And if I sign in now, I know there are at least 10 to 15 for today alone, where persons take the opportunity to tell us whether or not we're doing good or if we need to improve. And we are very grateful for the data and the information that we're receiving, because it helps us to identify those departments that may need some help, those public officers that need to be appreciated and celebrated, and areas where we need to improve in terms of our processes and different things.
The Customer Service Care Center is intended to provide different channels for the government and to address what is happening throughout the territory by public indication. Rubain spoke in detail about this and other features.
So we would receive the complaints, and I would go through the complaint and make a note. We prepare correspondence, and the Deputy Governor then takes the correspondence to review the complaint that has been lodged. These complaints are reviewed. Every single complaint is reviewed by the Deputy Governor. We have instances where persons would have we've received repeated complaints about public officers, and we deal with those separately. We receive the complaint, the Deputy Governor is made aware of the complaint, we write to the public officer to let them know we received this complaint about this particular service on this particular day, and if comments are provided by the customer, we let them know this is what the customer had to say. We give our public officers an opportunity to let us know their side of the story. It's important that we hear both sides. And in instances where we can, we reach out to the customer to get a better understanding of what may have happened. In instances where there are repeat offenses, then we need to have a conversation with the public officer and the department head to determine, is this person in the right, is this role the right fit for this person? Do we need to reconsider training? Do we need them to be properly retooled? What needs to happen to ensure that we do not have repeat offenses? But no, complaints don't just sit. In some instances, the complaints may be very, very detailed.
Yes.
And they may require some investigation.
Yes.
And they may require us to take a little more time to deal with the complaint. Now, I would like to hear from persons if, in fact, they may have lodged a complaint and they
Yes, of course.
have not seen any change. We are
Yes.
more than happy to receive that information.
Other components of the system are now being integrated to support online payment of services in a consolidated manner. The United States Virgin Islands will observe January 9th, 2025 as a local holiday in honor of former President Jimmy Carter, following President Biden's declaration of a national day of mourning. Governor Albert Bryan Jr. has issued an executive order declaring the holiday and will travel to Washington to attend Carter's state funeral at President Biden's invitation. He said, and I quote, "President Jimmy Carter was a statesman whose legacy of humility, courage, and boundless compassion will forever inspire us all." He continued by saying, "His leadership extended beyond politics, reminding us that true service of humility transcends personal ambition." During Bryan's absence from January 8 to 10th, Finance Commissioner Kevin McCurdy will serve as acting governor. Senate President Norval E. Francis Jr. will assume the role of acting lieutenant governor. As lieutenant governor, Tregenza A. Roach will also be away. Carter, who served as president from 1977 to 1981, dedicated to his post-presidency to humanitarian causes through the Carter Center, focusing on human rights, democracy, and global health initiatives. All government officers in the United States Virgin Islands will be closed on January 9th. The city of Los Angeles declared a state of emergency on yesterday, Tuesday night, as strong winds spurred the rapid spread of multiple wildfires along the foothills on the northern edges of the city. The Palisades and Eaton fires were burning out of control in Los Angeles County as winds fuel the fast-moving blazes. Santa Monica officials Tuesday evening ordered evacuations for parts of the city due to the threat for the Palisades fire. In addition to the people living in the small slice of the evacuation in the northern part of the city, an evacuation warning for a larger area is now in place. Residents have been told to be ready to evacuate. LA Mayor Karen Bass said her emergency declaration would amplify our response to this devastating fire and clear a path for a rapid recovery. Meanwhile, the LA United School District said 4 of its schools will be closed. Earlier Tuesday, California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency as the burning fires through Los Angeles County continued. A third blaze, a brush fire reported late Tuesday night in the neighborhood of Sylmar, north of Los Angeles, led the LA Fire Department to issue evacuation orders for that particular area. The mandatory evacuation order was now in place for north of the 210 freeway from Roxford in the Interstate 514 freeway split, according to the Los Angeles Fire Department. Margaret Stewart, now more than 30,000 people in Los Angeles have been ordered to evacuate as the fire, one in several wildfires that broke out on Tuesday morning, continues to blaze through the city. Fueled by intense Santa Ana winds, the fire has spread over more than 2,900 acres and has threatened 13,000 structures within the recent evening. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated, but the fire remained uncontrolled as of Tuesday night. LA fire officials have been warning residents for days of this extremely significant wind event, which is similar to weather last month that burned homes and businesses in Malibu, and the month before that in the town of Camarillo. Viewers, that is it for today's News Roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at Tweet4Media and Tweet4BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. Also follow us on our WhatsApp channels for daily updates. I'm Ron Grant. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Wednesday's wish to each and every one of you. Goodbye.